Good morning. It is Sunday, and it is the very first Sunday that the Tour of Love show is premiering today. It is a debut. My name is Tamara Hunter. I am the president and co-founder of this amazing organization that the Tour of Love is benefiting, and that is Chemo Buddies for Life, also known as CB4L.org. I am letting you know about what we are doing ever so quickly, and then I'm bringing on my co-host for the day. We at CB4L.org believe in healing through connections within a buddies network. We believe also that we can kick cancer, boom, to the curb, because we are supporting those people that have been affected by it. We believe in easing the suffering of those that are feeling isolated and alone, and thus possibly not getting the information that they need and the inspiration that they so desire to keep going. Also, we are huge with humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love. And so I'm going to bring up my co-host for today because we're going to be sharing the love. We're going to be sharing the some of the entertainment that we've just been on the kickoff 36-hour give-a-thon that we just had, and education and inspiration, all of the above for the Tour of Love. Welcome with me, if you would, one of our senior ambassadors, Carol Brown-Berzins. She's also one of our assistant producers. She is over our auction area and so much more. Can I just say so much more? Then we have also our assistant director, Gloria Grace Ryan, who was also and is one of our sponsors. And she helped make our 36-hour event happen. I want to welcome both of you. How are you guys doing? I mean, we just had 36 hours live, back to back to back. We've been preparing for it for a while, and all of us were kind of like ready to take a nap, right? And oh my goodness, I have my assistant here, Erin Houchin, who was going to be joining us today too, but unfortunately is a little under the weather. So she'll be coming on hopefully next week to be able to talk about it. I love my, thank you. I have flowers in my hair, my dear. I thought, groovy, man, groovy. I love it. I love it. And we have Christopher Kaysen, one of our leaders, and also this year became our leader over social media and helped to between he and Brett Curran to create all of the amazing images that we had. Let's see, and amazing ladies. Well, welcome everyone, everyone and everywhere, because we are streaming live throughout the world, and Gloria will be back. Carol, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And why don't we introduce you a little bit more than what I just shared? Where are you located in the world?
I'm in Toronto, Canada.
You're in Canada. And you have been with, and we're going to talk about the Tour of Love, yes. However, it's good to have a base. It's good to understand the foundation of why the Tour of Love and who are we benefiting. And we are going to be talking a lot about that today. And how long have you been with our organization, CB4L.org?
I've been with CB4L for just a little over 2 years.
And you got to know us how?
I got to know you through a buddy, which I didn't know that was connected with CB4L. I actually met her in another program, which is called the Happiness Program. And she used to be my coffee buddy every morning. And we used to get up and talk every morning and throw emojis back and forth and laugh and giggle. And just to start our day, just to give us that positive influence to get, moving in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then I also worked with Teresa and Amy through their show, which connected me with you when we had you as a guest on the Amy and Teresa show. And then I connected with you over on the Service Hero shows. And that's when I found out that my buddy gained her wing.
And you're talking about Teresa Snyder and Amy
Thompson.
Mm-hmm. And that when they were doing their show, Teresa and Amy live, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I love it when everybody starts to chat. We're going to be talking about that a lot too. You guys are going to get to know through the Tour of Love show. We are definitely, our goal is to raise the vibration. And so when we were chosen to go on to the positive vibration channel on the E360 TV platform, I thought, how cool and groovy is that? So thank you for sharing that. And we've got Gloria back with us, and I'm going to bring Gloria up to the stream. And
I love my internet. It's wonderful when it works.
And absolutely. And you're saying that we're not live, and that's okay. If that's the case, we'll troubleshoot it. And if you want to get to Aaron when we're done with this one segment here, then we'll have you do that. And Gloria, we were introducing Carolyn Brown, also known to us by, she's got a few names, guys. She's always changing it up too. Some people change the color of their hair. Some people change their socks. Carol changes her name all the time. I mean, what is this? So right now, today, we're Carolyn Brown, and sometimes it's Caroline Bracelet. Sometimes so today, Caroline. And yeah, we know her as Carol. And we were just visiting about how she found our platform. And I do not know who this is. So I'm going to have to start. I'm going to have to get my phone set up so I can see who it is. And Gloria, how did you find us?
Oh, well, it was, it's all about connections. It's all about connections. I met Renee Reich, who has been a big part of your organization, I know. We connected at a networking event, and afterwards we had a call together. We got to know each other, and she learned my story about my sister, and she's like, oh, and my television background. She's like, oh, I have to get you and connect you with Tamara Hunter. You two have to meet. And she was so right, because we did then meet. And when I learned more about Chemo Buddies for Life, I was like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely an organization. I want to be able to help you out any way I can. And a few short weeks later, I was, helping to put on a 36-hour tour of love.
and you were burning the candle on, well, let's just say burning the candle. It's not even both ends. It's just every which way. And along with all of us, you just jumped right in, and I want to say thank you. And we're going to be talking about a little bit more of the backstory for both of you. For Carol, we're going to go back to Carol right now. And Victor Orlando, nice to see you, my dear. I want to also recognize Cinnamon, one of our buddies. So happy you're here with us, my dear. And we want to recognize our lead over the e-magazine team, of which, we got a lot coming, guys. Oh, you've got your cool cup mug. You've got your groovy one. I got my groovy going. And we're going to share right now. I'm going to share something. We're going to, and this, we'll talk about it after.
I am the Senior Ambassador for Chemo Buddies for Life. What it means to me to be the Senior Ambassador is an awesome feeling. I live to be a chemo buddy for everybody, including my own buddy. It is an honor to be the ambassador for the chemos. I have been with Tamara for a year now, and it's awesome to get to know each and every one of you that have sent me a friend request to be a service hero. I have met so many awesome people. They are my friends, and it is an honor for them to accept me as one of them. I thank you all. I love you all so very much, for you are dear to my heart. And I enjoy each and every one of you that have reached out to me.
Sharon Nichols Ward, for very obvious. She mentioned it. That's her voice. She never did go on camera. There was reasons why. She let me know from the very beginning when I very first talked to her. And the way that she came into my world is she nominated her stepfather for being a hero. And at that time, we were calling them our buddy heroes. And she had said that because of the type of cancer she had, and she wanted people to know that vaginal cancer is a cancer. It doesn't matter what area of the body someone has cancer. And her stepfather was her advocate, her patient advocate. He would go with her to her doctor visits and be in the room with her when she would go through examinations. She wanted everyone in the world to understand how incredible this man, selfless this man still is. And so she and I visited, and then immediately, like these amazing two women, she jumped right in. She became an ambassador. And after our very first ambassador, and we're going to be learning about her at some point. And then there's a story here, and I won't go into all of it. She became our senior ambassador. And then she gained her wings. And we always wanted to have some kind of a coffee chat, because she'd always say, okay, do you have a cup of coffee? Let's talk, let's chat, let's talk. And so we want to dedicate the fact that we have this Tour of Love show, we are dedicating to Sharon. And she helped us to go international because the doctors said they were amazed that she lived a year longer than they would ever thought she could. And she'd go in with that sweet voice of hers, and she'd say, "Oh, doctor, don't you understand? I'm a senior ambassador for Chemo Buddies for Life, and I'm a service hero. I need to live." And she did until she was ready to go. And so this show is dedicated to you. And Carol was a spirit. She spearheaded this. She kept making sure that we were going to honor her and make sure that we would recognize her and that she would live in memorial for our organization. And she does. We talk about her all the time. Everybody knows her and the stories of her. What are you thinking, Carol?
It's hard. Because she was a true buddy. She was a powerful buddy. You know, she didn't let anything stand in her way, and she just pushed through every single day.
Yeah.
You know, and to get up every morning, even though she was in pain,
A lot of pain.
she still went through her day.
Oh yeah. She reached out to everyone, and she never complained.
No,
Never complained. It was always about the other person. She'd always say, "Sweetheart, do you have your coffee?"
Yeah. Yeah. She used to make, I'm not a morning person, never have been a morning person. But one thing I can say is Sharon made my morning. She got me up, she got me laughing. She really brought the inner laughter out of me in the morning, to be that morning person, to wake up and just know it's a new day.
And to continue the story of Sharon and the Buddies, the nonprofit that we have in the community that we're building, she believed in it so very much. She would tell me, because she worked with me very, very, when she said in that video that she'd been with me for a year, she had been working with me daily for that full year. And her mother is still a member of our community. Her mother adopted me. That's why she called me sis. And we worked where I would go out on the road and really start taking the message out there. And then she supported the community. She was there for our buddies. And then she'd get to know all the service heroes and anybody I met, anybody that was on stage, because I would stream. And then she would be commenting, and then she'd go seek them out. And she made friends all over the world. Everybody knew Sharon, and they all loved her. All loved her. Yes, yes, we all love you to the moon and will forever. And she's very, I have a belief that she's still very much involved. She used to call it giggling. I call it like donkey laughter myself, the way I laugh, But she would be like, "Oh, honey, you're giggling again," and and I always hear her talking about giggling, and love it. I love it, and so thank you, Carol, for making sure that we set the tone right, because this show is to help to raise the frequency of the world through love, the tour of love. And guys, yeah, we're on a tour. Right now it's virtual and it's a show. However, watch out. Never underestimate the buddies. Let me just tell you that. And to understand also why this is so interesting and why we are not on the Health and Wellness channel is because this is much bigger than the buddies, because the buddies really are everyone in the world. Because what our program is all about is it supports not only the patient, but those people that love and support the patient. And it could be a family member. It could be someone that got to know them through the, their medical community. It could be someone, an extended family. It could be a friend, a neighbor, anyone that loved and supported that person. And in truth, they equally need huge amounts of support. And the science backs us up, and we'll be explaining that over time. And so the Tour of Love show is to help to raise the frequency of the world, to support the buddies and more. And I'm not going to give the punch away because you guys got to keep coming back. And you have such wonderful. Oh yeah, Susan, I love you. I love you. You know how much I love you. And Susan, it was one of our. And we're going to be highlighting different ones starting next week, different sponsors. And Susan is one of our sponsors of the Tour of Love. And because we're going to be extending you guys into the Tour of Love show. Thank you for understanding that. Yes, absolutely. And Susan has traveled the United States and spoken at huge events on these very subjects. And so she's an expert at what we're talking about. Now let's go to you, Gloria. Gloria, you shared how you got involved. However, there's a backstory to it, isn't there? Let's go into your backstory.
Well, I can relate to the caretaker story because that is my backstory. My sister was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer about 5.5 years ago. And it was, and I'm finishing writing a book about it, and I had to go look it up again to just see how rare it was. And I remember specifically that, like, the doctor had said it was like as if she'd been struck by lightning. That's how rare this was. So, and it's like, I think it was like they said 40 adults in like the last 20 years or something, or crazy amount. I mean, because it's typically a pediatric cancer. It affects kids more than adults. But anyway, she was single, didn't have any kids, lived out in Arizona. I lived in Florida, but fiercely independent she was, and and had a cat because we had asked her, do you want to come to Florida and get treatment here, and live with us? And she's like, no, who's going to look after Guy? And I'm like, okay, all right. So she had to rely on friends. She had to rely on, she was a massage therapist, so the people that she worked with at the office that they worked out of. And then me, and I would, fly out there as often as I could to be with her going through chemo treatments. And yeah, it's not easy, but, because you also, as someone who is caring for someone going through cancer, you want to be strong for them because, they're miserable and you want to be there for them. But it also can be exhausting, and it can be frustrating. And sometimes, you don't feel like having to put on a brave face, but you have to. So to be able to have somebody else that you could vent to. See, because normally I would vent to my sister about stuff, but it was like, okay, we can't really do that as well now. So if I'd had like, a buddy, chemo buddy, back then, it would have been so awesome. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, when I found out what you guys are all about, I was like, oh, yeah, it's so important to be able to support both sides of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful film that was produced, and we did share it, and we're going to share it again right now, about your story and about your sister. So I'm going to bring that up, take us down, and then we'll be back, guys. You'll want to stay for this, because these stories really matter. And this show is going to be sharing more of the stories, some of the entertainment and fun too. Trust me, we've got plenty to share. However, we really need these stories, because stories teach us, stories inspire us, and stories will let us know the main thing is that we are not alone, that someone else has been there, and we can do this. We can heal through connections, and we can get whatever that story, this chapter is in our book of life. We can get through it, and we can get through it together. So I'm going to take us down, and we're going to
It's sad and scary how many people are affected by cancer. I never expected to have anyone in my family, and yet, there was my sister, and it sucks. She was my rock, and to suddenly have this out of the blue diagnosis when we have no history of cancer in our family at all, more like shock, and just like, how could this be happening? So at first we thought it was ovarian cancer, which is not great, but is treatable. And then when the surgeon got in there and saw that it was not that, but it was something else, then it was like, yeah, it was hard to take. She was in good health, and then all of a sudden she was just in pain, a lot of pain that was not getting any better. And then finding out that there was this crazy grapefruit-sized tumor inside her body was a shock. It was surreal and sad, and just watching her slip away, and knowing that there was nothing I could do about it. You feel helpless when you're not the person, when you're just the family member, and you want to do everything and take care of it and fix it, and you can't do that. So it's and the fact that we also lived 3,000 miles away from each other didn't make it any easier either. And then of course when she wound up getting where it looked like this was really, she was not going to be able to beat this, then it was really even more of like trying to come to terms with what is going to happen to me when I die, where do I go? Because that's one of the things that so many of us we're afraid of death. And I've been able to come to terms since, because of her experience. I'm writing a book, and in the book I talk about the fact that she was my cheerleader. When I would call and express frustration with trying to grow my business, she would always tell me how much progress I've made and how proud she was of me. She's like, you're doing really great. And when I lost that, it was hard. I mean, that first year, like my business, it was not good because I was grieving. And it's really taken me really until now to kind of pull myself up and figure out what I needed to learn from all of this. to be able to position myself in a way that I can help others. If she had had maybe somebody who really was a dedicated person to have, been there to be her buddy, to be her sounding board, to listen when she was complaining or to cheer her on a bit, I think could have made a world of difference. And because we all need somebody to, talk to and vent to and or to commiserate with, someone maybe who's been through it and can, offer advice, anything that you can do to make it a little less sucky and to help people out with this. This is my mission in life now, is to help people to stop doubting themselves, and that's sort of the subtitle. That's the subtitle of the book, is how to stop doubting yourself and start being yourself. But that's what I want to be able to do with the podcast, to be able to help people to really value who they are, that we are all unique individuals. We're all the same because we're all humans, so we share a lot of the same things, but each of us has their own talents and gifts that we came into this world, and we don't always appreciate what it is about us that it really is special, and the fact that we are children of God, and that's important to know too, that we are all connected, we are all part of love. Love is what connects us together. Love is what binds us. It's what allows us to do things that we didn't think we had the strength to do. Lifting a wheelchair. I mean, I got to be just this whiz bang, getting that thing in the car and just, would take it out and have, take her in for her chemotherapy treatments and, rolling her in and that. And it just became second nature because this was my sister and I loved her, and I was going to do whatever I needed to do to support her in what she was going through. It was a bit of a challenge sometimes, juggling, my family in Florida and then having to go out there, but it still didn't matter because this was my sister who I loved, and I would do, move heaven and earth for her. And was when I got this idea to even write this book, which is about love, and it's really how to be able to live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically. And it's about letting go of things and letting God into our lives and opening our hearts. This whole process of learning how to, for me even then, to let go of my grief. Which, wow, that just occurred to me now, which that has to go in the book. Didn't even think about that part. Yeah, letting go of grief and being able to focus on the love instead, and the love that we share, because that is timeless and eternal. And even though she's not here physically where I can see her, we're still always going to be connected. That's important to know, that there are resources out there, and take advantage of them. Like your wonderful organization. You don't have to suffer alone. You can have someone to talk to and to commiserate with, and to bring you up when you're down, or laugh with you when you want to laugh, and have that support, because that's what we need. And so anything, if you're watching this and wanting to support this organization, please do, because it is so needed. It's sad and scary how many people are affected by cancer.
Thank you for sharing everything that you shared. And I want to bring up the comments and You were getting a lot of love. Sherry showed up. Sherry McQueen, so happy you're here with us. And yes, it is supposed to be, however, just like when I went, whenever you start with a new show, and you know, Gloria, you came from network TV 20 so many years, you know, it's not always the easiest thing in the very beginning to get it like totally perfect. And so we are live, and I'm proud of that. And we will get the bugaboos worked out because we have the best president that we're teamed with over at E360 TV. He did actually get on yesterday with me, so we were working on this. So you know, we will be live by next week, I'm sure. And yes, we need to be able to express our emotions. So true. Healing through connections. Hashtag. That is our tagline. And Gloria, you seriously are the best cheerleader. I would agree. Also, I know you have been so incredibly kind and supportive to Aaron and then myself. And I bet Carol would say, yeah, me too. And Carol is hashtag humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love. We are the ones. We're going to go into that here soon. Amen. Yep. And absolutely love you, Grace. Gloria Grace. Yeah, wow, that was interesting. My grandmother's name is Grace, so I always key into your middle name, you know, first. And I always have to remember, oh, Gloria. And so, okay, so let's go into what is it. And we have a very short video that is kind of explains really what it is that our program's all about and why the tour of love, oh guys, over the next few weeks and months and year, let's just say, and our quarterly events, you guys are going to be so excited about what we have been preparing and what we're going to continue to be preparing and what we are going to be doing together, because it's going to be epic. It already is. And in fact, let's learn about it a little bit more.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Chemo Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for life.
We are a Buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for life.
Healing through connections.
I know it gets, and you had an opportunity. The gentleman's voice that we're hearing, and he's the one that produced most of our video, which he was nonstop. Thank you, Poe. I'm getting used to saying it now. Also known as Skip Thomas, for anybody that knows the world of traditional film and documentaries and Emmy Award-winning storytelling and such things. And he's renamed himself Poe, which is so cute. And you work directly with him and helping to produce a lot of the content that we're going to be sharing not only today but over on this show. And how was that? What was that experience like?
Oh, he is just so amazing and just the sweetest person, and a joy to be able to collaborate with. I loved working with him and supporting him to be able to, create all that amazing content for the Tour of Love. And, that, as you say, that we'll be seeing more and more. And he's not only kind, but just wise beyond his years and just, open-hearted, generous and doing his part to raise the frequency of love. And it was a pleasure working with him, and I look forward to continuing to do so because he is a joy and a great asset to this organization. Yeah.
He is. And Carol, you have a nickname for him. It doesn't go with his current name now, however, and because of our closed group, you're very involved in our closed group. You're very involved with our buddies. You work hand in glove with many of them. You're checking in on them. And, I really want to go into that piece now. And then we're going to go into humor, hope, heart hugs, and a whole lot of love because we just got to do that, guys. Oh my, get your groove on, get your groovy, get it ready. Okay. So what would you tell everybody right now, Carol, in regards to our community? What is our community? What is it to you?
Our community, for me, is connection, is really giving my heart out to those people that are in need of love and security, and knowing that we are here for you and to have that conversation, if they're having a down day, I'll have an ear just to listen to you, and I've done it with many, and I'm still connected with a few outside of our private group, and checking in on them and making sure that that they're still standing there strong and powerful, because look at the happy moments. Yeah. Look at the happy moments in your life. What brought you happiness? What brought you love? To keep them strong and to be warriors. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do. And I connect with a few of them outside of the closed group that we used to have, and I check on them periodically.
And we still have. We have been on a bit of a hiatus because of the Tour of Love event, and we're going to be getting that back up and going. It may look a little different, however, we still have the closed group, and I want people to know that we're still very, very involved in the closed group. All right, so we all got together, humor, hope, heart hugs, and a whole lot of love. That when we started this nonprofit. From the very first meeting with my original buddy and I, of which the doctor that spoke was our doctor, and he's the one that convinced us to do this. So guys, realize that the medical community is totally aware and supports this. All right, so we had a meeting and decided, okay, we would wash everything through these three words in the very beginning: humor, hope, heart. And then it was like, oh no, we need a little bit more hugs and a whole lot of love. And that's how it all started. That then became our anthem that we played the very first hour of the 36-hour Tour of Love. Okay, you guys ready to get your groovy on? I told you be ready. Here it comes.
That was the most awesome video, even if I wasn't in a lot. But I love that song. You did such an awesome job, Tamara. You and was it Juju and
Juju and Crystal Richardson. Yeah, Julie Christopher and Julie Christopher Juju.
Yeah,
and then Crystal Richardson and myself. We all three wrote that song.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, and the evolution of how it all came together. And then thank you, Victor Orlando. Thank you, Brian Thompson. Our two, if you will, stars that came and performed with us. And then all the people from around the world that came on Thanksgiving morning, and we had an hour where we all performed and prepared for the event. And this song that is now one of our anthems, one of a couple now, for our organization. And it took, what I love about it too, is it took our verbiage, humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love, and put it into something that we are one, we are love, we are hope. We are the ones to change this world with our hearts. We are stronger, and we're stronger together. I love it. I love it.
Me too.
Yeah, and it is so cute. You've gotten down your heart really good now.
Getting better.
Both of you guys, because you both
I struggled with it.
and you both over a period of time, and it's so cute how it all came together. And I want to keep up with everybody. Barbara Beckley. Oh my goodness, Barbara. She was there every single hour I was on live. She was in the studio below the line. No one could see her. And she was feeding me everything. And we're not going to go into it right now because we'll go on to it another show. But things happen, guys. This is live streaming media, not even network.
And she always says that everybody's the queen, but she's the queen of diamonds.
Oh, she is. Absolutely. So very true. So very, very true. Loving it. And Andrea, so happy you're here with us. Make sure we've got everybody. Love you too. Love you. And yes, we're stronger, united together through hope, laughter, and love. So well said, Cinnamon. So one of the things we're going to be doing over the next little bit, guys, is Carol really worked with our buddies to make some fun, have some fun. We have a lot of fun. We do. We have a lot of fun. You guys want to join our community just for the fun, let me tell you, because we have it. We do. We may deal with cancer, but oh well, we're kicking the power of it to the curb, and then we're having fun. We can, raise the frequency with that. And so this is one of our bits, and you're going to get a bit of a teaser with this, and then just be watching it every week. You may ask, what is it all about a purple pin? Well, you're just going to have to keep tuning in to see. You're just going to have to see. That's as much as we're going to tell you on that one.
Yeah, purple.
Way to go. Yeah. You guys are probably going to like, what's the purple pin thing all about? That pin show up next week. We're going to keep, and that's something that, and thank you, Carol, for the work you've been doing in regards to that. And we're going to have some fun with this, guys, over the next bit. So, more to come on that. Now, I know that there's been a lot of questions in regards to how did we do and everything like that. Well, we're still trying to figure that out, or figuring it all out. We have had a few problems with our website, which is the delivery system of our donations. And there have been some people, many, that still haven't been able to make them because of some, it's technology, guys. And you just have to roll with it. So we have an amazing technical team, and they're on it. And they're having to go kind of like bit by bit by bit. And so we'll be able to, once we get that all rectified and then back up and going, then we'll be able to have not only the donations come in, but then also buddies enroll, because we've been having some problems with that. No, it is what it is. But however, it's all good. Before we go, I wanted to also share that we have a number of offerings. And Carol, we are going to be here soon as we get the website up and going well again. We're going to get an auction area up and going. We've got items, and you are the lead on the auction team. And why don't we just go into it ever so quickly about how amazing the people are that have sought you out even to donate items, right?
Yeah. I actually have two more that have sought me out since the Tour of Love that would like to donate. So I'm going to be working with them to get that onto the auction board too. It's just my passion. I just love connecting with people regarding, putting out something for a good cause. I did do one when my cousin, just giving us an example, I did one by myself. I did a silent auction for my little cousin who was 8 years old when she got the child cancer. Mm-hmm. And I went around to all different companies and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is to support my cousin so she can get, medical bills done and traveling and, back and forth to the hospital, because it's a lot on the family of having to find money, for gas or to pay a bill or, something like that. So I went around to a bunch of companies and I just asked them if they would kind of want to donate to this cause, and they did. And I raised over $3,000 for my little cousin because we did a silent auction. So we didn't tell the prices of the stuff. We just put it out there, and whatever was there, they bidded on it, and that's how we created the money. So the same thing for this, the Tour of Love. I did the same thing, just reached out to people, sending them a message to help us with this cause and help us create the money for for these buddies, right? To help them with medical bills or transportation or food or, let me pay your bill, stuff like that. And so people started connecting me with other people. And then I started connecting with people in New York, and, it just, the line just started getting bigger and bigger, and everybody just started flowing in with what they wanted to donate. And actually yesterday I had 2 people come to me and ask me if they could still put stuff in for the auction, and I said absolutely. Yeah.
And so just to let you guys know, it will be up and going soon. Again, show up and you'll be able to see this on demand and replay once we get everything, all the technical issues worked out for it to go onto the E360 TV platform. However, before that, we're on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel, CB4L. Tour of Love community. So go check us out, subscribe. That would be nice. Share the love. And so you can you can see what's up and you can stay in tune. And then we're going to get that auction board up and going. In the meantime, though, we do have something I do want to share with you guys that was donated, and we have 23 of them left, and you're going to want one, I have a feeling. So here we go.
This is the design. It hasn't been, these bracelets haven't been finished yet, but it is rose quartz and grade A amethyst, and it's for love and healing, and so they have to be charged. There'll be 25 available. And this string here is what gets strung it together, but you probably can't see it here, but it has glitter in the string, so it has an underlying kind of sparkle. But I wanted you to see what we're offering. And once these get finished, I'll probably finish them tomorrow and package them. Then I'll send you another video of what it looks like when they're packaged. The only thing is
And so Dr. E.J. Johnson and Guru Totems, I want to say thank you for that. And these were specially designed for the Tour of Love. There's only 25 that will ever be made. They are a special design for us. And he wasn't going to, he has a whole line of totems that he's just come out with. And he was not going to increase that design or that line until he and I were talking. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm having a download. No, I'm supposed to do a Tour of Love special edition. And he saw it in his mind. And then he made this with these special stones, and each one is infused for that energy. And so they are for a donation of $100 right now, since we're having a little bit of the issues with the site. Let us know. You can commit to it so we can get your name. We only are going to have the 25, and 2 are already gone. And I think some more wanted them. I need to hear from you guys if you want one of those special totems, because I don't know, I just think they're cool. What do you guys?
Yeah, I think there's a special bead that's in there too with the engraving initial as well, that he mentioned in the video. That's just not only the rose quartz and the amethyst, but there's one special bead that has,
I noticed that.
Yeah, has their logo on it.
And Sherry, yes, you did hear that correctly. However, right now we have a very we have a fund, and we've had it for a little while. However, it's a 911 situation, and when the funds are out, then we have to raise more funds for it, and it's limited what we can do until we can get this bigger. And so we haven't been making that very public. However, now it is. The jig is up. It's all right. Oops. Yeah. Oops. It's okay. You know, the bottom line is this. Is since we're global and everybody needs help, we've had to be very, very, very careful. And so we don't become imploded because of the need. And so, and you know, this is, and anybody that wants to help in that area, what we've been doing is having people say that they're donating and they want it to go into a utility fund or into the 911 emergency fund or whatever it may be. And yes, we've been managing it. We've had to be really careful with it. And yes, they are very beautiful and powerful combination. I'm very, very excited. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Definitely have to have at least one of those. At least, I love it. So as we close, because well, we're at the point where we need to, what would you guys like to say in closing words? We've got like 10 seconds each.
10 seconds. We are ones, and support Chemo Buddies, because we're all about humor, hope, heart hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Yes, we are. Carol?
Yeah. Just come out and join us. Join our community. Be a support buddy. Be a chemo buddy. And share the love. Share the connection.
Yes, yes,
We're all
yes.
about love.
We are. So the way that you can find us is we are at cb4l.org. And on the on Facebook, we are the Chemo Buddies, the number 4 Life community. Chemo Buddies for Life community. Join us. We will share the love with you. Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love. And together we are stronger. And we will change the world with our hearts. With that, thank you for joining us today. Be back next week. Bye, everyone.